Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope everyone is doing well. I received a lot of DMs requesting a guitar tutorial for my cover of Rebelution's Count Me In, so let's get into it. So the introduction starts off with the chords. We start with the C major 7th chord, and if you're not familiar with what that is, it's your pointer finger on the 8th fret on the E string, ring finger on the 9th fret on the D string, pinky on the 9th fret on the G string, and middle finger on the 8th fret on the B string. We're muting the A and the high-pitched E string. And I'm using my right hand just to pluck this chord here. The second chord is an A minor 7. And I'm doing it kind of in a jazz style here where I'm using my middle finger on the 5th fret on the E string, and I'm barring across the D, G, and B with my ring finger. I'm using the same voicing for the next chord, which is B minor 7. So sliding over, same fingers on the 7th fret. Next is an E minor. I only did just a subsection of the E minor chord, so you could do the full bar chord if you'd like, but I did just I plucked the E, D, G, and B string. And lastly is a D chord. You can of course use the full bar chord or you can use the open chord, but all I did was I played the open D string with the 7th fret on G and 7th fret on B. And all together it sounds like this. The next part is where we add the melody in. So what I do is I wrap my thumb around on the 8th fret on the E string and I place my pointer finger on the 7th fret on G. We're going to do a hammer-on from 7 to 9 with your ring finger on the G string. So in slow motion, I'll pluck these two strings, just the 7th fret by itself. Then I change the bass note to the open A string, but I still do the same 7 to 9 hammer-on on G. Next is the 7th fret on E and the 7th fret on G, plucked. Then we come over to the left side of your guitar. We're going to do the open E string while hammering on from 2 to 4 on the G string, followed by an open G string. Next is going to be a hammer on from 2 to 4 with the open A string and a pluck of the 2nd fret on A and the open G string. So that part, just to repeat and put it all together, sounds like this. So the next part is where we add Eric's vocal melody into the guitar. So what I start with is the C major 7th chord, just like in the introduction, and play that a couple times. Now, the vocal melody is mostly pentatonic on the guitar, B minor pentatonic. So you're going to have your ring finger on the 9th fret on D, and your pointer finger on the 7th fret on G. So we're going to pluck the 9th fret on D, 7th fret on G, 9th fret on D again, 7th fret on G again. Then we're going to do a hammer on from 7 to 9 on G, and then 7th fret on G, along with another bass note, which is the note B on the E string, and we're going to pluck those simultaneously. Next is the E minor chord. Remember, I'm doing the subsection of the chord, but feel free to do the full bar chord. Pluck that a couple times. Next up is a double stop technique, where we're doing a hammer on. We're going to bar across the 7th fret on D and G, but we're going to hammer on our ring finger just to the D string. Yeah, so we're going to do that a couple times. Then we're going to do a blues slide from 8 to 7 on the D string. Come back to 5 on D, and ring finger lands on 7 on A. The next part is just a variation on what we just went over. So it starts off the same. And then we get into a little lick that I add in, which is a hammer on and pull off from the open to 2nd to open string on the G string, 4th fret on the D string, open G string, Then we go to the 7th fret on E and the 7th fret on G and form that as a chord and pluck through. So that riff in slow motion is, all together the melody is. The second half of the melody starts very similar to the first half. Goes to the C major 7th chord, plays that a couple times. The vocal melody changes a little bit, so we're going to be on the 7th fret on D, hammering onto the 9th fret on D. We're going to pluck the 9th fret a few times after. So bum, dum, 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 dum. Next up, we're going to pluck the A string open with the 5th fret on the D string. 5 on D, 7 to 9 on D slide, and then your open E minor chord, the bar chord. And I go back to this version of D, but feel free to use the bar chord version of D as well. The next part is the reggae skank. So we're going to get into E, A minor, B minor, E minor, and D. I'm going to be doing a little bit of the bass note, so plucking the bass note, and then doing the skank on the bottom. So. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please post your versions of Count Me In if you guys do take this on. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more music content. Thank you.